Today I'm going to talk about my favorite game mechanism in Hop. Hop is a dexterity game, a dexterity partnership game in a way, and I'll get to that in a second. But basically, you have this flimsy frisbee with a hole in the middle. Kind of looks like a donut, a flat donut frisbee made out of this flexible material. And throughout the game, you're going to take turns throwing this frisbee at another player and trying to get them to catch it. I think you can use one finger, two fingers. It's been a few weeks since I played it. You have to catch it with your hand. I think you just have to put your hand through the hole and catch it. If you do, if you are the thrower and that the catcher successfully catches it, you get to advance in the game, and so do they. And there are little points and bonuses you can gain along the way as well. And the other twist to the game is that you're not just throwing this frisbee at someone. You're always having a card that gives you some sort of challenge. Like it says, okay, you have to spin around in a circle 3 times and then throw it, or you have to close your eyes and throw it, or you have to put your elbow on the table and throw it. There's always something silly that you have to throw in there to make it a little bit more difficult. It's a fun game. We laughed a lot when we played it. It was silly. It completely interrupted the much more serious game that was going on in the room. But we had fun with it. But my favorite mechanism in the game, and this is one thing I like about games, where you're competing for yourself, you're trying to win, but throughout the game, you're working with other players or one other player at a time to succeed. Essentially, they're temporary partnerships, and this is the case in Hop, because when it's my turn, I get to pick someone to throw the frisbee at. And there's a couple of different layers to this decision because I want to find someone who's going to catch it. So I want to pick someone in the room, pick someone at the table who's going to catch it, because that's good for me if they actually do catch it. If they don't, it hurts. Well, it doesn't hurt me, but it doesn't help me. And 2, I want to look at players who aren't too far ahead. I don't want to pick someone who's a leader in the game, because then they benefit. If they catch it, they benefit, and they might win more than I win, or before I win. And that part is really, really interesting because it means that, other than in a fun social way, so like when I played Hopped, I tried to pick different people, right? Because I didn't want someone to feel left out. But the game does that for you, because if one player is getting picked, let's say someone is really good at dexterity games, and some people pick him multiple times to try to catch the frisbee. That player is going to advance in the game. And so pretty quickly the game is telling you, guys, you need to pick somebody else. The game doesn't require that, but it's through the mechanisms it's saying you should pick some other people. Spread out the love a little bit, and give other people a chance. And I love that the game does that mechanically. It's not just a social construct that you have to choose multiple people to try to catch the frisbee. So I love these types of temporary, mutually beneficial partnerships in games. Hop is a great example. I'm trying to think of other examples off the top of my head, but I don't know. I'll hear your examples in the comments of other games that use temporary, mutually beneficial partnerships in competitive games, as a way of actually, Between Two Cities is a great example, one of my games, or our games, where you are partnering with 2 other players to both, even though you are competing for yourself, you're trying to do mutually beneficial things for the player on your right and the player on your left, so that you succeed in the game. And I really, really love that. That's what drew me to Between Two Cities and to sign it. It isn't a game that I designed. So yeah, that's the theme of today's post. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about games that have this mutually beneficial partnership mechanism. Thanks.